Bahamas.
Queen of the Bahamas, the original Bahama Mama.
Oh man, that's how you should. That's what she should open with.
Queen Elizabeth II, original Bahama Mama. You're Queen of the Bahamas. And she's got like she's like drinking out of a coconut with an umbrella hanging out of it.
Oh yeah, really getting ready for retirement. Queen of the Bahamas and the other realms.
And the other realms. Yeah, that's it. And the other Commonwealth realms. Irrelevant.
She just
Irrelevant
waves her
realms.
hand away.
Yeah,
It's like-
yeah, exactly. She
Man.
so after so she's been the Queen of England and a few other places since 1952. The Bahamas only since 1973. So she had, you know,
A wild year.
20
1973, and she vacationed in the Bahamas, and
I love the idea of her like retiring now to like go live it up like a
queen.
queen of the Bahamas in the Bahamas.
Yeah, I like thinking
Like she's going to be suntanning a lot. She's
Ooh,
going to
that's-
swim in the ocean, even though like she is in no shape to be doing anything because she's 91 years old.
her skin is so fair.
Yeah, exactly.
But can you picture her in like 1973 before she was the queen there? She just goes there vacationing. She's like, it's like spring break. It's like Mardi Gras, and everyone's thinking she's the wildest. And it's like, you're the queen of the Bahamas.
I just love the idea of like a bunch of like spring break douche guys
Yeah.
and the queen also there. And it's like, hey, queen, chug this. And then like, you know, she downs a big vat of some alcohol and like puts her hands up and pukes a little bit. And everyone's like, yeah, queen.
Oh, they start off saying, it's like, you're not the queen of me. It's like, and then she impresses them by
Yeah.
doing that. And then
By the end of spring break,
they all bend
she was
the knee.
the queen of the Bahamas.
Yeah.
The one true queen of the Bahamas.
And I'm sure she would take on that role very, with a lot of grace. Just,
She's got like 3 bead necklaces on and a Hawaiian shirt. She's like, peace out, motherfuckers.
but still doing that little queen wave.
Her little like soft, twisty wave. And she's like, peace out, motherfuckers. The queen of the Bahamas will be back, bitches.
Oh, I really hope she retires there.
I love the idea that she's 91 and she still might retire.
Can she retire?
I guess she could. She could like relinquish the throne.
Why would you do it?
At that point, you're 91. Just go until you're dead.
Yeah.
Already she's the longest serving monarch in English Empire history.
Well, does she have to do much?
No.
I mean, just posing for money.
That's most of her job. Please, your majesty, turn to your right so we can take a picture of the side of your head so that we can mint more money. And now just a quarter turn back to your left so we can put you on the 20. Excellent. Perfect. Thank you.
All in one day, you think they do this
That's
money
right.
stuff, and then don't see
And
her
then
again
other
for-
than that, she's just like wandering around Buckingham Palace lost with her dogs. And like every now and again, it's like, a butler gets in a golf cart and finds her.
That's so insulting to her. I wonder.
Your Majesty, where have you gone?
Scotland Yard has.
They have their best men on the job, and she's just like she just found like a cellar. She's like, did you know we have canned figs down here?
It's like, oh, we should really make something out of these. They're going to expire soon. Oh, I feel like I've known people who are a lot younger than 91 who do not have their wits about them. So at 91, that's like she can't go 91 senile and start making crazy laws, right? Like she can't start beheading people.
The queen does not actually have governmental power technically.
Was it just
I mean,
because she hasn't
technically
tried?
she does, but no, no one would let it happen anymore, Matthew.
I don't know. You
If
get
the
a
queen
bunch.
if the queen just started like making decrees, people would be like, no, we're ignoring that, right? Yeah, we're all ignoring that. Good.
You don't know the following she has.
It's true, she does have quite the following, but I still feel like Parliament would be like, but when she's dead, we'll just switch it back, right? Yeah, okay.
Think of the damage she could do
Yeah.
in her senile days, just lopping off people's heads and.
She's going to live for another 25 years.
Oh yeah, the evil ones always live the longest. The evil queens.
I like how she just suddenly became evil.
She's gone her whole life
The queen of the
being
evil
kind.
queen of the Bahamas.
The evil
The
queen.
dark queen of the Bahamas. Ironically, very fair-skinned.
Well, she's got servants with parasols
Exactly.
following her around.
All right, Matthew, let's get into these burgers. What did you think of your Vladimir burger today? Vladimir Poutine.
Service notwithstanding, very nice experience. It was the burger, Sebastian, tasted like dessert.
Go on.
I think it was the goat cheese. That goat cheese, that creamy taste, that and mixing with the beets, it made it look like I was eating like a
cheesecake?
like a cheesecake. Yeah, and it looked like a cheesecake, and I think that affected my mind. I'm like, I'm eating dessert for dinner.
I do love a cheesecake.
Yeah, and cheesecake with some meat in it. This is all adding up to something pretty great. And
I will say, though, my one issue when
Yeah.
I looked at the menu with that burger is, why is there smoked meat on the Vladimir burger?
I don't understand all of
It's
it.
more of a Montreal thing, but anyway.
Yeah.
Moving
But
on.
I found it was unnecessary, and the pieces of smoked meat I did get, I think they were probably the part I liked the least, because some of them were really fatty.
Yeah, you did have a chunk that you just weren't even willing to touch that was just a big hunk of fat.
A piece fell out, and I was like, is this a mistake? What is it? I couldn't tell if it was meat until I started poking at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, in fact, just a big hunk of fat. And I'm not going to put that in my mouth, so I left it to the side. But I only got in my burger one decent mouthful of smoked meat, but it was the perfect bite.
Okay.
Because I got a bit of the goat cheese, I got a bit of the patty, the crispy onions, Russian dressing,
And beets.
and the beets. Yeah, well, at least the beet sauce, like the beet
Okay.
juice, that kind of seeps into everything, kind of
Yeah.
takes over. And it was really good, sweet. It was meaty. It was salty. It held together well. The bun was a little greasy.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little drippy. It was a little messy, but in a pretty good way.
So Matthew, I think I'm noticing a bit of a trend with the burgers that seem to capture your fancy.
What?
They're sweet.
It's true.
About a year ago, you had a peach burger that you really enjoyed. There was a burger, I think at Chez Nick's, that had mandarins or tangerines or something in it that you really enjoyed. Now beets, and they're all a little sweetness. Seems to really do it for you, Matthew.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm turning a new leaf onto beets, but they were okay this time. I'll give them that. And it had a taste that I'm not too sure what it was. I guess it was the Russian dressing.
Okay.
Did you have a Russian dressing in yours?
No, I did not, but I do like Russian dressing.
Okay.
Russian dressing or Thousand Island dressing, very much like a Big Mac sauce.
Okay. Then maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it was just the mix of everything. It was decent. I think I even dropped a little piece of it, and you were ready to scoop that up.
Honestly, a little bit of the goat cheese with a little, like, that was pinkened by the beet juices fell out of your burger and onto the table.
It interrupted you too. You stopped dead in your sentence.
No. I saw it. I let you finish your sentence, and then I said, Matthew, some of your cheese fell on the table. Can I eat that cheese?
Very cordial of you.
You obliged.
I had no choice. I saw the desire in your eyes. I had to.
My pupils dilated, and
Yeah. It was
time slowed down.
It was a question, but it was a lot like
I'm about to eat your cheese.
Yeah, like how the
Are
woman
you going to
went
slap my hand away or not?
Is there going to be a duel?
I was already holding a toothpick that was using either to fight you off or to help pick up that cheese.
You had a rock in the other hand just under the table in case. Am I ready to rate this burger? I mean, I am ready, but are you ready to hear it?
I'm ready to hear it, Matthew.
Surprisingly, I'm going to give it an 8. And I thought, no way is it going to get an 8 because the beets, man. The beets are
You thought the beets would be a
deterrent.
detriment.
Yeah,
And they turned out to be a highlight.
exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah. I was upset when this burger was done, even though I was very full. I just wanted to eat more of it. I wanted to keep going. Every bite, depending on what you got in your mouth, was a different pleasure. And and none of it bad.
Okay.
No dark pleasures. Only Only good pleasures.
What is going on? All right, Matthew.
What'd you think of yours?
I had the De Gaulle burger, like I mentioned, foie gras, onion rings, mushrooms, oca raclette, cheese. Honestly, I was quite disappointed with my burger, as I mentioned earlier. The mushrooms were, as opposed to like having some nice wild mushrooms, it just seemed like cheap sautéed mushrooms that were maybe overcooked and just chopped up into pieces. I wasn't very impressed with the mushrooms. The foie gras wasn't a piece of foie gras. It seemed to have been like a mousse, a foie gras mousse or something. Like it was a spread, like a pâté.
Oh, okay.
That mostly existed in one area of the burger. They didn't spread it around evenly. It was just like, thoop, like they just put a teaspoonful in the middle.
Now that you mention it, that was the issue I had with the goat cheese.
Oh, yeah?
Not spread very well.
Okay. And the patty I thought was overcooked and relatively flavorless. Like it was a little salty, but it was just a gray, not very thick patty that didn't do much for me, and it was kind of chewy. The bun, inconsequential. Really, like, it did nothing special for me. There was nothing special about it. It was a piece of bread, whatever. I was really quite, and honestly, the highlight was the oca cheese, the melted oca cheese. That was the nicest part. But you know, if the nicest part of your burger is some melted cheese, that's not great.
No.
The highlight of my meal was my seafood poutine that I quite enjoyed. But yeah, this burger I was none too impressed with. The mushrooms, not very good. The burger, overcooked. The foie gras, not very well presented. Onion rings, didn't really add much to it.
Ooh.
I don't understand why this is named after Charles de Gaulle, except for maybe the foie gras, I guess. But I feel like Charles de Gaulle might have enjoyed it. I don't know. I feel like he might have more refined taste, but he was a military man in the 40s and such, so, or maybe even before that, 20s and 40s, 20s to 40s.
Notorious
so he might
for
be
duck hunting.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if the French army was eating really well in the 20s. Probably, actually, they were probably having like fine brie cheeses and baguettes and wine for their army surplus meals or whatever.
Wow.
But no, I wasn't very impressed with this burger. I'm going to give it a 5.5.
Wow, that's a very
5.5.
Wow, we got a big margin between us.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if I had your burger, I had that little bit of goat cheese, and that goat cheese was very good goat cheese, I may have enjoyed your burger much, much more than the one I ended up getting.
Yeah.
But honestly, they had only a couple other beef burgers other than the ones we had on the menu. There was the Bush burger and the Trump burger. The Bush burger seemed like basically a classic bacon cheeseburger, less tomato, onion, that type of thing. And the Trump burger was a double version of that burger with some corn sprouts. I guess that's supposed to be like his hair or something. I don't know.
It has a very weak connection.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Bush one, if they had put like a pretzel in there or something.
Oh, that'd be so good. That'd be so good, Matthew.
Or maybe don't even say that you had the pretzel in there.
That'd be so good. I love that idea. A hidden pretzel to choke on.
Yeah, yeah.
So funny. I love that idea. But yeah, they had a couple veggie burgers, portobello mushroom type of veggie burger. There was a chicken, like a Russian style chicken burger that looked okay, but I was in the mood for it.
Okay.
So Matthew, Vladimir Poutine. We had it. We visited. We listened to the Master Mix.
They weren't playing the Master Mix.
No, you'd think they would at all times. There should just be like a, 30 CD changer with every MC Mario album available.
Yeah.
On rotation. But no, we.
He's got the catalog.
Yeah.
You're not going to replay anything. Just do it. I didn't hear
Honestly,
any music.
Yeah, think of that. If he's got since, let's say, the mid '90s. Let's say 20 years worth that he's been putting out 2 albums a year. You could just play that and at no point in the day hear the same thing twice.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Some may argue that all the music just blends together.
That's true.
And everything just sounds the same. But I don't know. I would disagree. But maybe the people working there, the Parisians, the snooty Parisians, don't want to hear a master mix while they're working.
That could be, but Who's in charge? Who's the boss here? MC Mario.
Yeah.